fans of pretty guitars. As I said in my ARES video, I met with the nice guys from Ola in Mannheim. Vola. I'm thinking Ola because he also demoed this guitar in that color. Vola in Mannheim. Already met them in at NAMM, and my buddy Robert Baker is good friends with him. He's right now in Shanghai. As I'm filming this, he's in Shanghai playing for Vola. And now I see why, because the guitars are fun. So I met with them, and they wanted to do like a long-term placement of guitars on the channel. And I said, look, that means I have to get the guitars, but no charge for it because I can't possibly charge for that. So it's a trade. I get guitars to show you, and they stay here. So I picked something from the least expensive line, which is the ARES, which is right there. The Vola ARES, which is a really phenomenal guitar. Please watch that video. And I said, well, let's look at something in the higher price range. Vola guitars can go up to, I don't know, 4,000 bucks, something like this. I looked on Reverb, which is right now the only place where I could really find this. And that's the Aries. And that clocked in anywhere between 23 and 2,600 euro plus shipping from the US. So in Europe, we're gonna go, let's call it 25. You should be able to find this for about 2,500. It's stunning. I like blue guitars anyway. And this is just, I was really, really, really tempted to go for the green, which isn't high gloss, the green satin, but it was a burl top. It's also stunning. Same guitar, just a different top, but I had to have the blue. So this is the Vola Aries FRQM Faded Sky Blue Gloss. So Floyd Rose, Quilted Maple, Faded Sky Blue, and not satin, but gloss. But the cool thing is the gloss is literally only the top. Not even the binding, it's only the top, and then binding and back are satin. And it is so incredibly nicely soft. It's ridiculous. Something I need to point out is I don't like when the plastic is on the plastic parts. You know, the film. This must have sat for quite a while, because if you can go to this camera, I tried to take it off here and it didn't come off all the way. There was some residue, which I'm gonna have to somehow take off. So the plastic was on the plastic too long. So I still kept the plastic on here. So you can clearly see this is a mahogany body. Let's see what it says. Body wood, mahogany. It doesn't say how many parts. I can't see anywhere where it's glued. But with mahogany, that's easier to hide, but I literally cannot see it. It is quite a thick body. Oh, bonk. If you look at this, quite a thick piece of wood right there. A little bit sad. On the ARES, this piece is metal. Wait. No, this is metal. Okay. I do like the barrel plugs more than this, but that's okay. So we have mahogany and a seriously nice piece of top. Beautiful quilted all the way through top, bent to the side here. So this is done really, really nice. And quality-wise, holy crap, I cannot find a single flaw on this. 4-piece neck screw thingies, rounded off. A little bit rounded off down here. Tiny little bit. Not that really will do anything, but it's nice that they did that. Really slight curve here, a little bit more here than here. The top is, come on, look at this in this camera. Isn't that just ridiculous? And I like the simplicity. 5-way, 2 knobs, 2 humbuckers, and nothing in the fretboard, which I'm always a fan of. Here you can very clearly see where you are, because it's a bright white binding. Not a fan of bindings, but okay. With centered, side dots in black. I mean, it's very clearly visible where you are. We have a hard maple neck. No flame or anything, but hey. Oh, God, it feels good. A thick-ass guitar tit right there. Also called a volute by some people that don't know what that's really called. It's a guitar tit. So neck breakage will not happen. Or headstock breakage. The headstock is angled, as you can see. 3 and 3. And you can see right here, there is no string tree thing, no Seitenniederhalter. That is in the case. So if the angle is perfect, they don't actually need to be pushed down any further because the angle to the tuners is great. But this guitar comes in this case. And in here, this case is of course completely molded. It's really nice. It's as good as the cases you get from Music Man, by the way. And in here is the thing that you need. Right here is the thing if you want to use that. So they give you the option, it's in the case. But I don't think you need it because the strings are being perfectly led to the tuners, which are Goto, as far as I can tell and read. Yes. I get a lot of shit when I say, well, why aren't there locking tuners? Well, but you have the locking nut. I don't care about the locking nut. The locking tuner for me isn't about tuning stability. It's about string changing ease of use. So even though I have a locking nut, I want every guitar in the world to have locking tuners because it's simply the modern way to go. And on a modern guitar like this, I would like locking tuners. Just my personal choice. We have 24 frets, 25.5 inch scale, 41 millimeters up here. On the locking nut, which is a Goto FGR3, a two-way truss rod, hard maple neck, we already had that. Vola D-shape, it's not a wizard kind of Ibanez, but it goes in that direction. It's definitely a thinner, more woo kind of a neck. Ebony fretboard, nothing in it. A 12-inch radius, fingerboard inlay, none. Sides, dots, bolt-on neck, mahogany body, quilted maple, we already did all this. Bridge is a 1996 T Floyd Rose tremolo by Goto. I don't know if they're allowed to say Floyd Rose. It's a floating tremolo by Goto. The machine heads are SG3 by Goto. The front pickup is a Duncan Sentient. And the rear pickup is a Duncan Pegasus. Duncan as in Seamer. Yep, and there you go. We're gonna start this testing with the Dynamis, as always, Revv Dynamis on clean, going through the aux with a 412 cream backloaded cab, but also I'm mixing in the 112 cream backloaded Laboga mic with the Lewitt MTP 440. And we're gonna go through a ton of amps and examine this guitar. Something you need to know, whatever you're hearing is completely pointless, because this is a guitar review, it's gonna sound like a guitar. The sounds I'm getting, yeah, can tell you a little bit about, you know, how thin does it get on the in-between positions and all that stuff. But in the end, in your hands, that's what matters. In your hands, with your ears, with your amp. So this can be a teaser, this can be a getting you gas kind of a thing. It's not a, I love it or order it. It's gonna sound different. If I change the cap, it's going to sound completely different because the cap is about 50 to 60% of the frequency response of any setup. So yeah, take this as a, oh, that's kind of cool, or not my thing. But please check out the guitar anyway, because it's only an estimate of what it can sound like in your hands. Okay? You might be a much better guitar player than I am. So, you know, who knows? Clean. So we go in the first in-between position, which is some kind of flippity-floppity with the pickups. It gets quite a bit thinner. it's not a single coil sound. It's the typical, I'm going to say it, Ibanez in-between thing. For me, it's the Ibanez thing. When you have the HSH Ibanez guitars, those in-between positions are very, not a lot, but they are great for a little bit of chorus, a little bit of reverb, and all of a sudden you've got those 80s sounds. And this is the same thing. A lot of bottom end drops out, but it's great for those cleans. I don't have a chorus on the table, but I have a little bit of reverb, and I have a little bit of harmonic tremolo from the Flint behind the Glenn is Wrong mug, right there. In the middle we have a little bit more single coily sound. Works great. Back. Maybe a little bit telly-ish. And then hamburger. We have a little bit more output. For the in-between positions, what I would recommend is compression and a little bit of reverb, which I have set up in the aux. And I'm gonna guarantee you, it's gonna be delightful. Now, super spanky. That's like a Strat in between position. I love it. That is telly-ish. That's kind of cool. Whatever the case might be, whatever it is, the guitar has ridiculous quality. We can hear that. I can feel it. I can hear how I can manipulate the tone easily. I'm not fighting with the instrument at all. Action is beautifully set up. By the way, this thing screws in, you know, just to let you know. So I could go to, let's go to something even brighter, which is the Dietzel Powell, which is kind of twinish. Careful with the brightness there. This paired with the bright amp could be too le bright. Of course, you can roll this shit back here. Let's move on. We have the digital power. Let's do something fun. Let's do the Laney CL, right there. Laney LA30BL. It's a Tony Iommi amp, which is a non-master volume rock monster. It's gonna be loud. That amp might not like the output of that Pegasus. Holy crap. Okay, a little bit fuzzy there. That it might be too much output. Moving on, let's go off rock and roll. The Friedman small box 50 right behind me. Let's do some leads with that, pushing it with the drive-in from Neo Instruments and going to some delay and reverb. What do I know what I'm doing? But it clearly is a shreddy guitar if you want that. Let's move on to Dirty Shirley, a little bit more low end from Friedman right behind my left ear. not even on the humbucker. Look at this. I'm on the position. Let's... Yes, the guitar can be fun. Moving on to the Reverb 50 by Orange. More gain. To go really fast on the wiggly. This is awesome. We have more. Oh, Engel. Stop doing that. Stop it. Up. Engel Iron Ball. If I practice a little bit, I could even be shreddy with this. Well, I have to actually practice, which I don't have time for. That's killer. And of course, we're left with 2. The La Boga DS50, more of a classic-y thing. It's right there, all hand-wired in Poland. Yes, it was Dire Straits, because that's exactly how that song is supposed to be played. And moving on to the last one, which is the Revv Generator 100p, because that is metal. That's a good pair, the Revv and this. You're looking for a modern guitar? You're looking for Ibanez in a higher price range? You're looking for a, let's say, Sur Modern with a Floydy? You're looking for anything, you know, with modern features, super high build quality, and some shred potential? Shredential? That's not a word. God, this thing is fun. And it's gorgeous. Look at it, which is French for look at it. Rock, metal, shred, wiggly woggly fusion, nice 80s-y all in between sounds. Even that hollow kind of strat in between is almost possible. 5 really usable sounds. For the in-betweens, I recommend using a compressor to kind of get the low end a little bit in there. But they thought of everything, from the case to the volute. I wish they had locking tuners. It just makes a guitar this much more. But I love the feel of that. I love the feel of this wood. And then still, high gloss! Feel of the wood. High gloss! I'm going to do it again. The feel of the wood, and then high gloss! Great job, Vola. Thank you for this. This is going to stay here. It's going to be on the wall, and it's going to be in videos. And I'm going to put links below, and you shall, see it regularly. Thanks, Greg and Fred and Simon and the Japanese guys and Robert Baker. You didn't do shit, but still. I'll thank you too. See you guys on the flippity flop with this guitar. Animals at the end. Thanks to Leslie for switching.